On this tutorial, we are going to have an overview of how we can use help function in MATLAB and in any other software or program to understand how the program works, and also how to make use of the textbook I gave you people for this particular program, which is engineering which is this material. So MATLAB for engineers. So this, I believe, will help us to round up our lecture about MATLAB in engineering. And I believe that the basic things that you're supposed to know about how to use MATLAB to solve engineering problems, more especially civil engineering, has been exposed and has been taught. So it is left for you to do your further reading, which this material and the help file in MATLAB can be of a good support for you. So without anything you need to know, anything you want to program, anything you want to find its solution, you can make use of these two materials using what I'm going to show you right now. Now let's start from the help file. Now if you open your MATLAB and there is something that you don't understand clearly, now the first thing to do is to use the help file to know how that particular function is used. So with that, you can be able to understand how that particular function can be used in MATLAB operation. Let's take, for example, I want to use the if function. The if function, which is a conditional statement function, and I don't know how to apply it to give a solution to a problem, or how to apply it to your program. What you just need to do, you just come to home and you click on help, click on documents. Okay, when it opens, you type that particular function or that particular thing you want to find how to implement it in MATLAB. If it is not a function in MATLAB, the system will tell you that it's not a function in MATLAB. If it's a function in MATLAB, the system will tell you that it is a function in MATLAB. So example, if you have if command, now you see MATLAB have brought out some things that are relating to the if function. So like here you have model if else control flow. So you have other things that you can look at, so that if you read it, you know the area you are going to. So the one that applies to what you are trying to do. Now here you have if else. You can see how we search it. The first search you didn't see it, I need to open up more. So you say if, else if, and else is a true statement if condition is true. So you just click on it. Now the system has brought it out, trying to explain what if command, the syntax, that is how it's being the pattern is being used, so that you don't have a syntax error, how you should apply it so that you don't have issues. So you have if expression, then the statement, then else if expression, the statement, else statement, ends. This is how we use if, this is how we use if else, this is how we use else, and this is how we use else if, this is how we use else, and this is how we use end. If you check the program we wrote on train moment equation, you find out that we are able to use the function if and if else to tell the system that if the load is UDL, that the system should use this, that else if it is point load, the system should use this. So your if statement comes first, your if expression comes first, then followed by the if statement. So what we're trying to do here is to show you how you can use the help file to solve your problems, to develop your programs, to develop anything you want to do, any solution you want to create using MATLAB. You can use the help file to do it. So you see examples. So the system will still give you examples, so that with the examples you can know how to apply this. Now look at the example there. It says if R is equal to C, my data ROC is equal to 2, is assigned to 2. Else if absolute R to C is equal to 1, my data is assigned to -1. So this is how you apply it. Now the number of else if and else and if you use will determine the number of end you are going to have. You can see here you have if, else if, and else, 3 of them. You're going to have end, and end. So with this example, you can recreate this thing in your own way. You can recreate it in your own way, the way you want it. And another example here is reply. Input, would you like to see an echo? Would you like to see an echo? Now you should be able to answer yes or no. Now this is string because you are going to provide a character, so you must put this string. Now if strong, reply yes. If strong is yes, display reply. Do you see? If strong brackets reply or yes, so display reply. So whatever you say is your reply, whether is Y or no, will now be displayed here, and you have your end because you have only one if. So this is how you can use if command and else if and else to do a lot of logical programs and problems. So you have a lot of examples that you can be able to use to do your own work. So this is how to make use of if, make use of your help file. So let's search for another thing. let's start. We have start for if. Let's say for interpolation, you want to interpolate and you don't know how the function that can give you interpolation. So you come here and type interpolation. Now, so you type its interpolation. So the system will bring out the things that are necessary for interpolation. When looking at this one, you know that your this thing cannot be there, so you open this one more. So you check, this is spline, cubic spline interpolation. So we are looking for linear interpolation. So the linear interpolation, you check, this is 1 degree data interpolation. 1 degree data interpolation, that means 1 degree of what? Of a polynomial, which is what? A linear interpolation. So you click on it. Now the system will show you how to apply it, even with the examples. So this is an example of how to apply interpolation. You want to interpolate a value, so you have to create those values, the two vectors that you want to interpolate and the value you want to interpolate. And also you can also create vector-based interpolation. So this is an example. So with this you can understand how to bring the function interpolate to your work in MATLAB. So whatever you want to do, any problem you are solving and you run into any form of problem, you can come back to Helpfile and sort yourself out. You can even use a Helpfile to learn any program. You can use Helpfile to learn any software. The only thing is that it's going to take you a lot of time. It's going to require patience and more practice for you to perfect in it. But it is a very sure way and it is a very good way of learning softwares and programs. So if you go to Helpfile of any programming language, you can be able to use the Helpfile to learn that programming language. If you go to Helpfile of any software, you can use the help file of that particular program to learn that software. So that is it. So that is it for our Helpfile. So I've shown you how to search for any problem. Remember what we did? We go to our MATLAB environment, we click on home. From home we click on help. From help we click on documentation, which is F1, or you can press it directly on your keyboard, F1 function F1, and the help will come up. So whatever you want to search for, whatever you want to implement, you can type it in and the system will show you examples of how these things are used and how they are implemented. This is still applicable to Excel. You can still do the same thing in Excel and see how you can do a lot of things in Excel. Any solution you want to create in Excel, ask the system through the Helpfile, and the system will help you to create such solution and show you example of how to implement it. Let's take the final example, like plotting. You want to know how to use MATLAB to plot problems. So I plot. So you can see here you have your plot. So you have different forms of plots. So you have to check the one that you are looking for. We have plot, 2D line plot, we have plot, time series plot. So these are plots. So you can open further. You can open further and scroll. Plot, see fit or this. So you go through it and check the type of plot that you need. You go through third degree plot, create 3-degree plot, plot classification line. So you go on and on and on. There are a lot of plots. So, but I believe that the plot you're asking for is how to plot this. So you see what you have clicked. So plot. So you can see plot. So you can see that you plot these variables. So you can still break down your question to linear plots, that is to plot. See what it will bring. You go to sampling. You can see it creates a linear plot. So this is it. That's what I'm looking for. Linear plot. How to plot SY. And when you look at it, you will now see other types of plot. You have plot YY, you have plot tree, you have log plot, you have semi-log S, you have semi-log Y, you have error bars, you have F plot, you have EZ plot, you have EZ plot 3. All these are different kind of plots that you use based on what you are doing. Anyone that is applicable to you, you use it. So if you look at this place, this is plot SY. They will show you a example of how to implement that. Look at it. You can see plot SY. So this is the data, the values of X variable and the values of Y variable. So and this is the range. It's telling us that X is from 0 to pi all over 100 to 2 times pi. Remember, it means that this thing ranges from 0 and the interval, the spacing is pi all over 100 and it ends as 2 times pi. So that is this. So you can create this. You can even create the value of y based on this, because when you say y is equal to sine x, so s creates for you the values of this. Okay, let's highlight this and paste it in our MATLAB and see what will be. So you copy. So let's go to the MATLAB and paste it. So use a command window. So you will paste. So this is x is equal to this and this. So let's not put this. I want the y values to show so that you know how the values of y have been created for the series of elements that makes up the s variable. So you press enter. Can you see it? You have series of numbers that has been generated. If I want to put this in column form, you know what we should do. So you can say your y should be you can say D is assigned to y this, so y should be transposed. So this is the value. So you can see how we did it. So this is the value. So it started from 0. Remember what is there. Look at it. It started from 0 and s is 2 times pi. And you know what 2 times pi is. 2 times pi will be around 6 point something or 7. So look at it. So you have from 0 0 to minus 0.000. So this is the range of values. This is the range of values. So that is what we have succeeded in creating. The sign of, remember we are talking about the sign of these s values. So if you now say plot, if you say the system should plot you just put your x comma y, system will do that for you, and that is it. System has plot the graph, plot s comma y. So you can see that this example that we just executed now is from the help file. So with this we have seen that we are able to know how to implement the plot commands in whatever form we want to implement it. You can do that. So you can plot your values. Look at this one, x and y, plot. Then you put the color, then you can put the range. So these are ways to put your stuff. So so this is how to use your MATLAB help file to learn MATLAB, and as well it's applicable to every software, everything that you are doing. So I've shown you how to search. You can see how we search for plot. You can search for semilog x, and the system will show you how to apply semilog s graph. You can say log to log, system will show you how to apply it. You can say plots tree, system will show you how to implement plot tree, especially when you are plotting in a 3-dimensional view. That is plot tree. That's why it's plot tree. You are plotting x, y, and z. You are plotting x, y, and z. So that is what it is. So you have your examples that are lined up so that you understand it much better. So you open up the examples and look at the syntax, apply the syntax, and see how it's going to be for you. Thank you.